What's going on, guys? Architecture here with a new video for you guys today. I had another video planned for today, but some recent news got my attention, something that I care about, and I had to come make a video for you guys to talk about it today. So Disney is resurrecting LucasArts, but they're just want to call it Lucasfilm Games instead of just LucasArts. So with that news, which is to me, if you're a Star Wars fan, this is major news, and I'm not really a gaming news channel, but since I'm a huge Star Wars fan and a huge Star Wars gaming fan, I had to talk about this. So what does this resurrection of LucasArts, Lucas Games mean? Well, for starters, it doesn't mean that they're going to pull their license from EA. EA still has that license to make Star Wars games, so what it likely means is that Disney's going to have a more hands-on approach and produce their own Star Wars games alongside EA's games. So what's the problem here? Why would Disney make this move? Well, when it comes to the EA side, EA has had the license for 6 years and only produced 2 games. They've canceled a number of games. Every Star Wars games outside of one from Respawn that was announced has been canceled. Every one of them. The only Star Wars games that we have gotten is just Battlefront and Battlefront 2. 6 years with this license, we've had 2 games, and they're just a sequel of each other. And they're a remake of an older Star Wars game. So we haven't had any actual new Star Wars content from EA at all. So when you're Disney and you're seeing that your product is not getting utilized properly, that your product is getting canceled nonstop, and that the 2 games that were produced did not get rave reviews, they did not get good reviews, they did not get a well-received liking by the masses. You know, Star Wars Battlefront 2 went through a huge public situation when it came to the loot boxes and microtransactions, and that murdered that game. That game's not even a bad game, but it was such a big thing that game fell flat because of the microtransactions. And not even just from that standpoint, take it for someone who put a lot of hours into Battlefront 2. The game, even though it's not bad, it lacks so much content. When your game lacks a lot of content, being predatory when it comes to microtransactions, it escalates how gamers feel, because where's all this money going? Like, you want all this money for your game in microtransactions, but you don't have the content to support where that money is going. You know, you can say, oh well, the DLCs are free. Technically yes, but you still have to level up and get credits to unlock those characters, to unlock that new content. And that alone is crazy, because it takes you hours to get enough credits to unlock one character. So if you want to get, you know, they released Obi-Wan, Anakin, and General Grievous and Dooku in the last few months. You will have to put so much time into the game just to unlock one. You want to get all those characters? It's gonna take you forever to get all those. You're gonna have to know life the game to get all of those characters, and that's crazy. And when it comes to just the EA mentality, when it comes to gaming, all they care about is money and multiplayer. And Star Wars fans, all Star Wars fans care about is content and good storytelling. You know, Star Wars has always been serious about good storytelling, and EA doesn't like storytelling. They like multiplayer. You can have storytelling multiplayer if you're good at giving out, you know, a good story. That's not what EA is known for. It's not what EA is good at. You have DICE for the most part on the Battlefront game, and DICE themselves aren't the best at producing stories. You know, Bad Company 2 was a great story, but outside of that, the Battlefield games have not had really good stories. So when you're Disney and you're seeing how much money you're losing on EA making your games, and how much they're canceling games that they announce, and it doesn't look good for Star Wars and any gaming universe, you're Disney. You're just sitting there like, we have to do something. What can we do? What are we going to do to fix this situation? And that was to make a gaming division for Lucasfilms. Give them their own, platform. Let Disney produce it. Let Lucas make these games. And even though EA still has their license, Disney, since they own the rights, are like, you can do what you're doing, EA, for now, but we're going to take the reins and actually produce, hopefully, some single player content for our fan base who wants to play these games. Not only that, it could also lead to movie games, as in the movies. If you're new to Star Wars gaming, you might not know that they used to make the movies into games. You had Episode 3 on Xbox Original, and that was a great game. So maybe we'll start seeing episode, 8 or 9 or 10 or however far they go into the Star Wars universe on PS4 and on Xbox One and on PC now. And then the potential of having more animated kind of Star Wars games. And how they have the Clone Wars, and I haven't watched any of the animated series of Star Wars, but they have a lot of those on Cartoon Network. They can turn those into video games. So Disney has all the money in to utilize this product and create what we wanted from EA out the jump. If I can freaking talk right. So basically, how I feel is this is a good move. I like the idea of Disney deciding to get a more hands-on approach. They're hiring developers, they're hiring producers, they're hiring all these people to make Star Wars great again. Because even though the movies, we're not talking about movies, so you can have your opinion on whether or not those are good or not. But from a gaming standpoint, Star Wars needs to go somewhere. It needs to be better than what it is. And right now, it's not in a good situation. Battlefront 1 was mediocre. Battlefront 2 is okay, but it lacks content, and the grind for it is too much. And then you have the whole situation with microtransactions. So Disney has to do something to salvage the gaming market when it comes to Star Wars. And this is a huge franchise where you can make a lot of money off of, and they're not making a lot of money off of it. EA is not producing enough cash to Disney to show that this is a franchise that deserves to be a thing. So the smart move to do is be like, you know what, we're gonna make our own games. EA, you can keep the license for now, but we're gonna make our own games because we need to get something out of this franchise. We need to get something out of Star Wars. We need to get something to the masses that they actually want to play. Because when you look at how massive gaming is right now, Star Wars is not catching up with the modern era, and that's all EA's fault. But anyways, guys, this video, just want to get this gaming news out there for you guys. Leave any thoughts you have in the comment section below. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.